Okay, so let's start off with introductions. I have a little paragraph. So for me, my name is Melissa, and I was born and raised in Canada. So I've been here my whole life. My favorite subject back in elementary and high school was art. I like to draw, I like to paint, so I really like that. And my hobbies in my free time include hiking, baking, cooking, reading, and spending time with friends and family. So, with my little paragraph, I have three things that represent what I said. Here I have my hat that I always wear when I go hiking. I have blueberry muffins, a picture of a blueberry muffin for baking and cooking because I think it's a very easy and delicious thing to bake. And then I have a bunny looking at menus because for spending time with friends and family, I like to go out to restaurants and try new restaurants and eat food. Okay, does that sound good to everyone? Okay. So that's my paragraph. You guys can think about what you want to say. You don't have to say exactly this format. You can talk about maybe a fun fact about yourself, or maybe what you like to do in your free time, what you don't like to do in your free time. Just a little bit information about you so we can get to know each other. Oh, I can see you, Eddie. Perfect. Who would like to go first? And if you could think of three things to represent what you want to say as well, that'd be great. Jason, do you want to try?
All right, so my name is Jason, and then my favorite subject in school are math and then science, and then I also like those tech related stuff like programming and then robots, and then I think I've met Eddie before in a summer camp in my school.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yes, I think it's like YK
Oh
Pals.
yeah.
We got to know each other with I think there's also Calvin and
Justin,
who
yeah.
yeah, Justin. Justin went to Canada, I think.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
So
nice. Okay.
it's really good to know that. And then my hobbies are like playing violin, and then I am also good at like basketball, tennis, table tennis, and then and I also swim a lot, and then yeah.
Wow, you do everything.
Yeah.
You do everything. Oh my gosh. So you're really into like STEM then, like science, math, that kind
Yeah,
of. So would you want to be like a programmer when you're older, like an engineer?
I'm not sure, but I want to be like a physicist. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Could you share three things to represent what you said?
Um, not so sure.
Like for example, science, maybe like a beaker or a measuring tube. It could be
All right,
anything.
so a compass, a beaker, and then maybe a swimming hat.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Perfect. Good start. Claire or Eddie, whichever one wants to go next. Eddie, would you like to go?
Yeah, my name's Eddie, and uh, let me see. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
not good at introductions. That's
That's
maybe
okay.
an interesting fact. I'm a little bit shy when I first met people,
Yeah.
and my hobbies, I like playing basketball now, but not in like grade 6 when I met Jason. At that time, I like hiking, but I didn't
Hiking.
hike so much.
Ah, but you liked it when you went.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, because
great.
I have a busy study, and now I've transferred to to a
Yeah.
school with even more projects. So
Yeah.
I I saw that I have not so much time for me to like hike or do some jobs, and it takes up so much time. So I tried to play basketball, and I found like I really fond of it.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so basketball is like a newer hobby, right?
Yeah,
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And then three things to represent what you said.
like shrimps. I raised lots of shrimps in a just like old tank, a small
Oh.
tank.
Oh, okay.
Like
That's so
like
interesting.
a pillow because I like sleeping
Yeah.
now.
Okay, good. And then one more.
But I, this may be a little bit embarrassed for me, like to introduce 3 things that really related to my life.
Maybe a
Maybe
basketball.
my Apple Watch. Maybe Apple. I always look at it.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Great job, Eddie. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Claire, would you like to share yours?
My name is Claire and I'm 12 years old and my favorite subject is art and if on the weekend I have times and I will draw and painting and if there is free time and I will go to swimming because I think swimming is good for my health.
Yeah, of course. Everyone's so active. That's amazing. And 3 things to represent anything about yourself.
Our school has many homework this week.
Oh, yeah. So maybe homework, maybe
Yeah.
stack of papers. Okay. Anything else? You said you like art, maybe like a paintbrush or something?
Yeah, I like the oil painting.
Ooh, fancy. Okay. And then one more thing.
I just got an award from the school with the painting.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that's great, Claire. Thank you for sharing. Congratulations. Okay. And I think Jason said he wanted to share something.
Oh yeah, so like I wanted to share that like for the English class in our school we just like finished like a project. It's like we pick a dystopian novel to read, and then I chose The Man in the High Castle, and then we have to write some reading notes, and then we have to do a presentation on the theme. And then I would recommend like everyone to read this book. It's called The Man in the High Castle. So it basically describes a world where the Axis had won World War II, and then yeah, it's really amazing and then fascinating. So yeah.
Aw, thank you so much for the recommendation. That's good. Okay, nice. I like to read, so maybe I'll check it out. Okay, so we'll play a brief game. So behind each box, there is a different question, just simple get to know you questions. Each one of us will pick a box to answer the question. Who would like to pick one first? Jason, what color would you want?
Maybe Cyan.
Sorry, which one?
Wait.
Is it this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you read the question, please?
What do you want to be or do when you are older? I would like to be a physicist or a mathematician.
Nice. Okay, good. Who would like to go next?
I'd like to go next, and I will choose green.
Which one? This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you like sweet or savory? I like savory foods better because I
Yeah.
like meats. I always eat a bunch of meats every single like in supper or like even in breakfast. I will eat noodles with
Every meal.
or like shrimp sometimes, but
Yeah.
yeah.
How about for like desserts? Would you rather have like a, or not
No,
desserts?
I'm very lazy sometimes. Desserts, contains too much carbohydrates and maybe sometimes not so like so healthy compared to the meat, because even salt is also not so healthy. I would rather choose to eat more meat because there's more protein.
Yeah, we need the balance. Okay. And Claire, what color would you like? Oh, I can't hear you.
My favorite color is light blue.
Light blue. So this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you read the question, please?
What is the hobby you would do every day for the rest of your life?
Yeah, if you could choose one hobby, you have to do it every day for the rest of your life and hopefully not get bored. Which one would you choose?
Maybe reading.
Yeah, I was gonna pick reading too for me. Okay. So you like reading a lot?
Yeah.
What book genres do you like?
Mm, on a book called Coraline.
Ooh, okay, cool. Fiction, right? Fiction
Yeah.
book? Okay, cool. Thank you. So we'll do a really brief game of two truths, one lie. I have my two truths, one lie ready. And then I think for your homework, I will ask you to write your own two truths, one lie, so we can guess it next class. Okay. So this one is mine. We have three statements about me. Two of them are true. One of them is a lie, and your job is to guess which one is the lie. So my first one is, I have a pet Shiba Inu, which is a type of dog that looks like this, named Jingle Pot. Number two, I like to eat grape tomatoes as a snack. They look like this. I just like to pop them in my mouth and I just like to eat them. Some people think it's weird, but I didn't know it was weird until my friends told me. And number three, I occasionally listen to death metal for music. So any guesses on which one might be the lie? Jason, would you like to have a try?
I think like the second one might be a lie, since I don't see like a lot of people like tossing grape tomatoes in their mouth.
Okay. I'm not going to say if it's right or wrong yet until I get Eddie and Claire's opinion too. Who would like to go first or next? Eddie?
It's a hard question because I'm someone who like to eat grape and tomato as a snack.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm a founder of tomatoes.
Yeah.
Some people don't understand. Sour. I like some sour taste that will like stimulate my stomach.
Yeah.
I
And you
think
said
the third one is more like suspense.
so you think the third one's a lie?
Yeah.
Okay. And you also said it's Shiba Inu. It's a Japanese
Shiba
word.
Inu is a pretty Japanese name.
It does sound like it, but I know a lot of Korean people have this.
Yeah, but it has a tone of Japanese words like
I agree.
anzai or kawaii, this kinds of.
Yeah. Claire, what is your guess?
Maybe the first one.
Why?
Because I think the name is very fun, and I think maybe not many people use this name for a dog.
Okay, so you think the first one's a lie. I love how everyone chose a different one. Wow. The answer is number one is the lie, so Claire is right. I don't have a job. I don't have a dog, but I wish I did. I do eat grape tomatoes as a snack. I just pop them in my mouth. I just never thought it was weird. And I do occasionally listen to death metal. Okay, so for at the end of class or like after class, you guys can make your own. So we'll start off with a reading. I think we'll do grade 7 today. See if it's like what the level is. So this one is called A Farewell to Pluto Reading. This one. Farewell to Pluto. Does anyone know what Pluto is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a dwarf.
Science.
Yes, yes. So
It's in IGCSE, like pre-IGCSE.
yeah, so it is a dwarf planet. It's no longer classified as a planet. I remember when we used to classify as a planet, but not anymore. A farewell to Pluto. What does farewell mean? Does anyone know?
Bye-bye.
Yes, goodbye. Goodbye to Pluto. Okay, so we can do maybe like a paragraph each person. Who would like to start? The first blurb over here.
Like we need to read like the essay.
Just this part for now.
Oh yeah, I'd like to.
Okay.
Do
I
you
can do it.
remember learning the names of the planets in our solar system when you were in elementary school? Maybe your parents quizzed you to help you remember them before a test, or maybe you thought it's a mnemonic, a memory helper to help you remember them all, like this one. My
Yes.
very easy memory jingle seems useful naming planets.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So they talk about the name of the planets. We can use a mnemonic. Mnemonic is a way to remember something easily. So here they have my very easy memory jingle seems useful naming planets. This is to remember the order of the locations from the sun for the different planets. Who would like to go next, starting from here to here? Yes, Jason, go for it.
With their mnemonic, you could remember not only all the planets, but also the order of their location from the sun. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. By now, this mnemonic will no longer work. In August 2006, the International Astronomical Union, the IAU, declared that Pluto is no longer classified as a planet.
Okay, perfect. So far, these two paragraphs, does anyone have any words that they don't know that I could search up for you guys? Make sure we're all understanding. Claire, no? Because I don't see your camera on.
No.
Okay, perfect. You guys can jump in whenever. Okay, don't be shy. Claire, would you like to read the third one?
Pluto was discovered in 1930 by American astronomer Claude Tombaugh, and its status as a planet has been debated for quite some time. Over the years, as telescope and space techniques improved, astronauts gained a better understanding on the outer extremities of our solar system. We now know, for example, what Pluto's orbit around the sun is irregular compared to the other planets. Moreover, astronauts have discovered several other celestial objects near Pluto that orbit the sun and are the same size to Pluto. Measurements and pictures obtained the Hubble Space Telescope show that one celestial body in the origin is in fact larger than Pluto.
Perfect. Okay, good reading. Okay, so does anyone know what celestial means? What do they
Yeah,
mean?
like things in like things in space.
Yeah, relating to things in space. Perfect. So they have discovered several other celestial objects near Pluto that orbit the sun and are the same size as Pluto. Okay. How about extremities?
Hand or toe, like it's sometimes used grab very desperate to the position.
Yes. So extremities, we can say like fingers, toes, and those are extremities because they are the outermost part of the body. But in this case, they're not talking about the body, but it's the same idea, talking about the outermost parts of something. So in this sentence, they say, over the years, as telescope and space technologies improved, astronomers gained a better understanding of the outer extremities of the solar system, the parts of the solar system that are more on the outside. Jason, what is your question, or what would you like to say? Oh, no, nothing. Okay. Outermost parts. Any words that you guys don't know that I haven't talked about yet? No? Okay. Okay. Next one. Who would like to read? I think Jason?
In 2006, when the IAU redefined the meaning of planet, they created the following stipulations. A planet must first orbit the sun, second be large enough that its gravity pulls it into a relatively spherical shape, and third have a clear neighborhood around its orbit. Because of its small size, its irregular orbit around the sun, and the fact that there were other small celestial bodies near it, Pluto was reclassified as a dwarf planet. There are now 5 dwarf planets in our solar system: Pluto, Ceres, Eris, Makemake, and Haumea.
Yes.
Wait, Haumea or something.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So they reclassified Pluto because they have stipulations. Does anyone know what stipulations mean?
Like criteria.
Assumption?
Pardon? Jason, would you like to say?
Like criterias.
Okay, and then Eddie, what did you say?
I say like assumption, like a synonym.
Okay. So it's kind of like similar to criteria. It's like requirements. Yeah, it's like criteria. So when they say they redefined the planet, the meaning of planet, they created the following stipulations, meaning when they want to classify something as a planet or not a planet, they have to follow certain stipulations, certain requirements. And what makes Pluto not a planet? Why did they say Pluto's not a planet?
Because it's like too small, and then its orbit is like too irregular, and then yeah.
Yeah, so it's too small, the orbit's irregular, there's other things around it. It doesn't have a clear neighborhood because they said that there were other celestial bodies around Pluto. So therefore they said, okay, Pluto is not a planet, it's a dwarf planet. Who would like to read the last blurb? The ending. Claire?
Okay. You will need to relearn what you have lived taught as a child about the planets of our solar system, but it won't be hard when the declaration of Pluto losing its planet status was made. People around the world reached with notes of understanding and receptance, halls of outrage and shrugs of indifference.
Yes, and then where do your feelings about dwarf planet Pluto fit in? So we'll answer that in a bit, but what is the reactions of people after they declassified Pluto? They said it's not a planet anymore. What were people's reactions? Yes, Jason.
Oh, they might be surprised for like a short time, since like all their knowledge has been changed, like about like the planets, and then but like they would be calmed after a while, since like nobody would really care much about like a planet being a dwarf.
Yeah, like we don't really, it doesn't really affect our day to day, but so there are, in the reading, it says some people reacted with nods of understanding and acceptance. They're probably like, oh, okay, not really a big deal, but cool. Some people are angry, howls of outrage, right? So they're very angry. They're very openly and verbally angry. shrugs of indifference. What does shrugs of indifference mean?
Like they can't accept like the difference of like the fact. No.
They can't accept it? Shrugs. So what's shrugging? Does anyone know what shrugging is? Eddie, would you like to have a try? I think Eddie's frozen. Okay, so shrugging. Yeah.
I think like shrug is like this, like they don't care much about it or something.
Yes. So shrugs, some people are like, oh, okay, cool. Some people are angry. And some people are in the middle. They're like, they're shrugging, and indifference means you're not concerned. If you're saying, oh, I'm indifferent. If someone's like, oh, do you want to eat noodles today or rice today? And you're saying, oh, I'm indifferent, that means you don't really care for either or. You are unconcerned, you don't really care. So shrugs of indifference means unconcerned, no strong opinion. Okay, any questions from the reading so far? Claire, no? No questions. Okay, I'm assuming no. Eddie's still frozen, I think. Answer these questions. Why do you think astronomers had waited so long before declassifying Pluto as a planet? We'll do number 1 first. I'll wait for like a minute, okay? So I see Jason and Eddie have raised their hands. I'll wait for like another minute. Let the questions soak in. Why do you think astronomers have waited so long before declassifying Pluto as a planet? Okay, Eddie, would you like to share your opinion?
Yes.
I think he's lagging again.
Yeah. Maybe I'll type it in the chat. Eddie. No, we cannot hear you. And we can't see you. It's also black. I think it's maybe the internet's not great. We can come back to you. We'll come back to you. Jason, you had your hand up. Would you like to share for now?
Yeah, so it's like in the past we don't have like such developed like optical instruments for us to observe all those stuff around Pluto, and also it's so in the past we aren't so capable of like observing like distant planets. However, as like time passes on, our optic instruments has also developed so like we can observe things celestial, so that we can observe celestial objects much more clearly, so that we can gain more facts about Pluto and then redefine it as a dwarf planet.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like we just, as time goes on, our technology gets more advanced, right? And gets more, gets more advanced. So we're able to identify maybe some other things that make Pluto different from other planets that we've classified as planets. Okay. Claire, do you have an opinion or thought on this?
No.
Okay, no problem. We'll go on to the next one, number 2. What made the International Astronomical Union decide to take Pluto off the list of planets? Maybe I can type this in the chat because you might need the reading to answer that. Decide.
So we answered the question in the chat.
No, I'll just put it in the chat
All right.
for this one because I want to like show you guys the reading. But Eddie, are you back? Can you? Hello? I don't think I can still hear you, Eddie. But what did he say? Eddie, you can answer the first question in the chat. The first question is down here. Why do you think astronomers had waited so long before declassifying Pluto as a planet? Jason said that he thinks it's because we have more advanced technologies. So we're able to, an optical instruments, so we can see what's around Pluto and therefore declassify Pluto because of that. And then for the rest of you guys, Jason and Claire, you guys can think about the question that I just put in the chat. Whenever you're ready, we can discuss it. Oh, Eddie, I can see you now.
Miss Asina, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
I'll answer this question now. Pluto is so far away from Earth, so it's still hard to be observed for in the past few years, and scientists need to collect different like clues to tell us that it's not a planet anymore, it's a dwarf planet, and you need to negotiate with other scientists to make them agree. It takes up time, and you need to like call others. It also takes up a lot of time, so it will take so long for like before this classifying Pluto as a planet.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, so it's not just like a 10-minute meeting, right? Where everyone gathers and you're like, okay, I don't think Pluto is a planet. Let's vote, right? It's like a debate, I'm sure, and they negotiate. So that's a great point. Okay, and then I typed the second question in the chat. Eddie, you can take a look at that one. That one asks, what made the International Astronomical Union decide to take Pluto off the list of planets? What made them do that? Okay, Jason, would you like to share?
Yeah, so like since the scientists observed that the behavior of Pluto is like much more bizarre than the other planets, so that they came up with like new criteria for defining a planet, and then it turns out that Pluto does not meet those criteria, so that they banned Pluto from like the planet list.
Yes, exactly. So they made some stipulations. They were like, oh, they're very different from the other planets that we classified as planets. So because it's such a big difference and there's different criteria that it doesn't meet, we'll just declassify it. Okay, good. I think that's just it. And they gave some points before, like what makes it not a planet. So we talked about that before. Planet must orbit the sun. It has to be large enough that its gravity pulls into a relatively spherical shape. Does anyone know what spherical means?
Like round, ball-like.
Yeah, like a ball. Exactly. So a sphere is like a ball shape, and it has to have a clear neighborhood around its orbit. It can't have stuff around it. Okay, good. How did people react to the IAU's decision? How did people react to the IAU's decision? Claire, would you like to take on this one? If you're comfortable?
What's the question?
Yeah. So number 3, how did people react to the IAU's decision. So I'll show you here. I'll let you have a few minutes to find it. What are people's reactions to this decision? I'll also type the question in the chat. How did people react to IAU's decision? Let me know when you've got it, Claire, if you want to get a try on this one.
I'm not really sure for this one.
Yeah, this one, we'll look at this paragraph. I'll give you a hint. It's within this paragraph. Talks about how people reacted to the decision.
People around the world react with nods of understanding and acceptance.
Yeah, some people reacted with nods of understanding and acceptance for the people that are like, yeah, that's cool. We also have two other reactions.
Hearts of an outrage and shouts of indifference.
Yes, exactly. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Claire. Eddie, would you like to read out what you typed in the chat? Eddie?
Here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. Would you like to read what you've sent in the chat, please?
They have totally different reaction. Like someone surprised about the consequence they used to seeing, like there are 8 planets in like this single universe, but now there's just 7. And
Yeah.
someone angry because they think like the decision was they just can't accept it so quickly. And others didn't care at all. They showed their
Yes, exactly. Why do you think, here's another question, why do you guys think that some might be angry? Like that's such a strong emotion. Why do you think some people, when they heard about this, they were angry and they were like howling of outrage? Eddie, yes.
It changed like their point of view when they're young, and they accept it really quickly. And they said, so why is it like make like the world like into different stage? It doesn't even affect the world. It like takes up so much like knowledge, time
Yeah.
to do this. It has a too huge cost, but with little things back.
Exactly. Okay, Jason, what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's not the fact that Pluto is now a dwarf planet that enraged those people. It's because like people might be angry because like the authorities they can like they can like simply change the definitions and facts of the world, so it creates like a sense of fear for those people, since like any knowledge that they learn might be false, might be proven to be false in the future, so that they will not choose to accept more knowledge in the future.
That's a really interesting point. Yeah, I was thinking more so like Eddie, like we were raised to think this way, and it's just now you're just changing the whole point of view and things like that. But I wasn't even thinking about like maybe this could like it makes them lose trust, right? Like the authorities. Yeah, maybe people are like, well, I don't if it's so easy to change just like the status of Pluto after so long, then what else could they change so easily, right? It's a really interesting point. Okay. Claire, do you have any opinions on this one? Why do you think people are so angry or some people are so angry about this decision? Do you have any opinions on why they're so angry? Or did we just say it all? Oh, I can't hear you. Sorry. I think you have to unmute. I can't hear you. It says you're still muted. But if you're having issues, maybe you can put your answer in the chat, whatever you wanted to say. Okay, you can put your whatever you're thinking in the chat, and then we'll come back to you. Okay. So there is one more question. Make up a mnemonic to help you remember the names of the Great Lakes. Lake Erie, Lake Huron, Lake Michigan, Lake Ontario, and Lake Superior. So you can do like a creative sentence. You can say anything as long as it kind of flows kind of well. You guys can try that. Okay. So probably don't put one for LLL. I know it's the first one, but then it wouldn't differentiate the different lakes. So I would recommend looking at the second word. Erie, Huron, Michigan, Ontario, Superior. Jason, do you have one already?
Yeah, so Elon Musk made a huge ship that goes to outer space.
Okay, hold on. Elon Musk
made a huge ship that will go to outer space.
Go to outer space. So we have the E. We have the M.
And then the hue, the H.
Yeah. And then the
O and the S.
O. Okay. Okay. Yes. So there's E, M, H, O, and S. I think you got all of them. Yeah. Okay. I'll let you guys have a think at it. That one's a funny one. Did you just make that one up?
Yeah.
Good job. That's funny.
Well, it's true, since like the next SpaceX ship launch would be like 6 to 8 weeks later.
Interesting. Thank you. Claire, did
I
you want
wish
to
it
say?
won't fail like the previous SpaceX.
What was that?
I wish Elon Musk won't fail because the previous SpaceX experience has just failed, and it turns into a joke because Elon Musk always make like jokes, right? For example, I'm the founder of ChatGPT or the company of ChatGPT,
Mm-hmm.
and they said he can go to outer space in 2 years. Maybe it's just like some news made up.
Yeah, like a rumor.
But it's pretty funny.
Claire, did you want to say something? Your mic still doesn't work though. It says you're muted. Like it says that the red mic. I don't know why. Oh, let's see. Homes. Oh, that's a good one. Simple. Homes. Huron, Ontario, Michigan. E, Erie. S for Superior. Good job. That's great. Easy, easy. And then Eddie, whenever you're ready, you can share yours. No rush. Osmosis for only the first three letters. Osmosis.
And because I'm very bad about osmosis in IGCSE biology, I hate it.
Oh, why?
I can't really figure out what it's talking about. So
It's like
when
yeah.
our biology teacher asks a knowledge about osmosis,
Osmosis, you can think about it like diffusion, but water.
yes, because diffusion, they're also talking about like the reactor or different stuff that will affect it, or like active transporter or osmosis. They're just too complicated.
Okay. Osmosis for the first three letters. So O for Ontario, S for Superior, M for Michigan. Okay. Okay, so if you can think of another one, that's you, but we can move on to the last question. This one is more like an opinion. Is the International Astronomical Union, the IAU, making the right move to declassify Pluto as a planet? Why or why not? So we can talk about this for the last few minutes, and I might send this question for your homework with the 2 truths, 1 lie. But we can talk about it first. Jason, what are your thoughts?
I think it's right for them to declassify Pluto as a planet since it makes our understanding of the world more specific, since that previously there's probably no such definitions as like a dwarf planet, but now we have this new definition so that we can like be more specific on those celestial those celestial bodies so that we can like make more specific observations and studies on those objects.
Yes. Okay, good. So you said, yes, I think they're making the right move. We need to be more specific with things. Okay. And you said now they classified it as a dwarf planet. We didn't talk about what dwarf means. What do you think dwarf planet means?
It's like a small planet. Like dwarf is a
Yes.
small human.
Yes. So dwarf planet is like a small planet. Okay. Eddie.
I think it's also right, like Jason, but I see different perspective, because if you don't figure out, it will just become a mystery, and people always ask, like sometimes people always ask his answers, and the science meaning is that we need to have like a personalities of keep exploring things and make a good model of different people. When they're studying, they know they can to figure out something wrong and turn it into right. There's no accurately definitely right stuffs, but because the world's always changing, maybe water's not fluid. I'm just making some weird examples, but the personality is good and will like make your role model for child or like the offsprings, I think.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, we're always learning, always exploring, always finding new stuff. So it's good to, these changes are, I think they're justified. Good. Claire, do you have any opinion on this to add on the guys?
No.
Okay, that's okay. I will send the reading along with this last paragraph so you guys can write a little blurb about what you guys discussed with me. And again, of course, the 2 truths, 1 lie, you guys can also send that in. So make sure for your 3 sentences, make them interesting. Okay. For example, Jason, don't put I like math, because I know you like math. For example, okay, make them like I don't like to eat ketchup with my French fries, like something so specific that I can't even guess, so it has to be hard. Okay, does anyone have any questions? Are we all good? Okay, I will see you guys hopefully next time. Bye guys, that was a great class. Thank you guys for participating.
Bye, Miss Melissa.